Hey guys, welcome back. So for today's video, I'm actually going to be doing a review on these two products that I recently picked up. And these are actually the Body Shop's shade adjusting drops. There's a darkening one and there's a lightening one. Basically what these drops are is if you have foundation that is either too dark for you, you would add these white lightening drops, and then B, if it's too light, you would add these darkening drops. So I believe that these drops are a very good idea, especially if you are a different color in the summer because you tan and then you can't really use your darker foundations but you love them. In the winter, you can always add these lightening drops so that we can go ahead and use our favorite foundations through all of the seasons of the year. So basically these run for $20 each at thebodyshop.com as well as their stores. So what we're going to do today is I'm actually going to be using the True Match Classic Tan as well as the True Match Natural Ivy, and we're just going to go ahead and test these two out. I'm going to be placing them into this white kind of, I guess this would be a painter's palette, just so that it's easier for you guys to see the different shades. So starting off first, I'm going to go ahead and place the darker shade in this artist pan. Just pouring a little bit out. Now I'm going to fill both of these so that you can see what the original color was, and then you can see what the new mixtured color is. So we have the tan shade in. Now let's go ahead and do the ivory shade. Okay, so here's what the two shades in there look like. As you can see, they are two very different shades. Now I'm going to start with the darker shade and using the lightening drops. Now one thing that I have noticed about these drops is it has this kind of dropper on it. When you go ahead and try and squeeze it out, it kind of bubbles out. And then sometimes it doesn't always work. It just kind of bubbles out. So let's see if we can get at least some drops in there without making a huge mess. So here we go. One. See, that one didn't even come out. So let's try it again. Two. So you basically can only get one drop out at a time. Other people that I have watched the videos on that actually reviewed it. Oh no, it's messy. It actually, they will, on the back of their hand, they'll wipe a little bit of the color off and then mix their foundation in. But for the sake of the video, we're just going to try and do it this way. And I'm just going to use this little mixing tool to mix that all together. Okay, so this is basically the color range that we have gotten. I don't want to add too much of the white because when you do, it does tend to get a little bit thick. So we don't want to compromise the formula of the foundation. So let's go ahead and do the darkening shade now in that ivory color. Color seems to be working a little bit better, but still has that kind of bubbly texture, but that's okay. Okay, so just a few drops of that darkening, we do get this shade. So as you can tell, the darkening works a lot better on the lighter shades than if vice versa when you go ahead and you try and do the darkening with the lightening drops. So let's see how the foundation actually works on the skin. So I'm just going to go ahead and dip a clean foundation brush in the lightening. And we're just going to use the back of my arm. I'm just going to blend that in. And that's what that looks like. It has a very gray tinge to it. Almost kind of like a pinkish gray tinge. Okay. Now let's just go ahead and try the darkening one. And again on here. And that's what that shade looks like. As you can see the difference in the tones, this is definitely more warmer, and this one has more of that grayish tinge, like I was saying. So what do I actually think about this product? I do not like the dropper. I think that this took way too much effort to try and mix this in. I also think that if you are trying to make foundations darker, this has more of like a gray undertone, so it's really hard to kind of match your foundations to your natural skin tone. Also, it takes a lot of the white to go ahead and lighten up the darker foundations. Obviously, I'm using two drastically different foundations, so that could also be why too. Now I did go ahead and add it to one of my foundations today because obviously the most important part when you're mixing different things into your foundation is, does your formula of your foundation stay the same? So with these two, this is a very liquidy foundation. So I did notice when adding these drops, it did get a little bit thicker. Now I only added about 2 or 3 drops of the foundation that I put on my face today, and it did perform very well. I did not notice any difference in the way that my foundation wore or how it applied. So I do think that in that aspect, if you use a little bit, then yes, it will work very well for you. So now, these drops, they seem like they would be a very good idea for makeup artists that are using different clients and different skin tones, just to keep on hand so you can easily match skin tones. But I think it's way too much effort than what it's worth. If you just want to keep these on hand, just in case you know you do have where you fake tan and your skin is a little bit layer and you kind of want to darken your foundation or lighten your foundation, and you're just going to be using 1 or 2 drops, then yes, I do think that these would be good on hand. So like I said, they are $20 each, which is a little steep for a product that isn't really all that wonderful, in my opinion. So there you have it, guys. This is my review on the 2 darkening and the lightening shade adjusting drops by The Body Shop. If you guys like this video, or if you want any other reviews on products, please don't hesitate to comment down below and click subscribe. Also follow us on Instagram and go check out Blush Strokes Beauty as usual. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!